From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
And here we are. It's a Monday. I'm Keith Allen. It's March the 27th, 2017, and it's great to be here in front of you, fine folks across America. There's a lot going on in politics, as you know, and we try to make some sense out of all of it because, to be honest with you, a lot of times politics are just rather disturbing, and such is the case with the American Health Care Act that seemed to be dead on arrival, and a lot of people angered me in the beginning, such as Rand Paul, and then the calling for the head for Speaker of the House, Ryan, from Newt Gingrich. And early on, obviously Newt Gingrich, smart guy, an establishment guy, really, but a smart knows a lot about Washington and how things work and operate. Maybe you're feeling kind of like the Super Bowl this morning, and I say don't. These things are to be expected. Clear and simple. This is not disastrous as many people think. Now, who it is disastrous most for is, well, the American people. That would be you and I. Now, if you have health insurance and you're not paying through the roof and you're not paying high premiums and you got a good thing going right now, I guess you don't feel too much of the bump right now, but there's so much uncertainty. And thank you, Freedom Caucus. Thank you so much for all you do. And it just seems like, to me, rather an oxymoron, Freedom Caucus. I think they really need to perhaps look at changing their name because it really didn't echo that at all. And a lot of people say, well, this is the defeat. This is the defeat for Donald Trump. It goes to show you. And CNN already doing the victory march. Oh, the game's over. CNN, game's over. Already saying this. And it's really neat how they can go ahead and they can find somebody. Of course, this is not necessarily our opinion. They were very careful to do this. Dean Obeidallah is a former attorney, and he's the host of the SiriusXM Radio Daily program, the Dean Obeidallah Show. He's a columnist for the Daily Beast, and, well, there you go. But he says that Donald Trump may just have achieved another first, but this isn't the one he will like. He may be on the verge of becoming the first president to be considered a lame duck within the first 2 months of his presidency. And if you define a lame duck president as someone who lacks the political capital to turn his ideas into policy, you may want to stick a fork in Trump because he's done, at least for now. Well, thank you so much. He's done? He's done. Okay, really. He's got to be one of the pundits on television that said that Trump would actually not even make it. He wouldn't even be available. He wouldn't even make the primaries. But Trump defied all of those odds. But now, he's got the House and the Congress. Everybody just thought it was going to be a home run. It was going to be so easy. House and the Senate, how could it not be easier? How could this happen? God forbid. Well, it's a known fact within the Republican Party, there's this civil war going on, and I suspect with the Freedom Caucus, and just my take of this whole thing is this is pretty much a FU message to Donald Trump. to Donald Trump for the way that he's done business. Because he did not consult them. He did not join them for cigars. And by the way, Donald Trump does not smoke and, well, he doesn't drink. So there's no brandy. There's no cigars. You can't give Donald Trump one of those cigars, okay? You hear where I'm going on this? Donald Trump is not such a president, not such a man. He's not that kind of guy. You can't schmooze Donald Trump in this way. I mean, it's almost laughable to think, how could you schmooze a billionaire who's had everything most of his life given to him from hard work, from everything he's earned, and rightly so. But rolling out the smorgasbord, he's seen everything. I mean, you can't impress him. I'm sure that Obama was impressed with 8 years with all this stuff going on. I'm sure he misses it. Apparently, he's grown quite an appetite and infinity for all of these things before, because apparently he was pretty, next to broke before he got in. Miserable failure as a senator. Don't forget about that. You got to draw the correlations, between the man in the suit. There's empty suits, and then there's substance in the suits. And Donald Trump, to me, has come out the winner on this, because he could have come out of all of this guns blazing and just, dissing Paul Ryan. And he says, watch Judge Judy and Jeanine Pirro. Yeah, that's right, not Judge Judy, Jeanine Pirro, because of a piece, and I've watched it, and I've seen it, and I'm not going to play it. But pretty much just asking Paul Ryan to step down. It's her right to do it. Paul Ryan did, with the other Republicans like him, had over 7 years to come up with what they said they did. This health care plan that everybody would just absolutely love, and the president really had a lot of confidence in Paul Ryan. But, folks, there's going to be a shakeup. There's got to be a shakeup, because this Freedom Caucus has been very disappointing. And it's disappointing for one reason. It's for Mr. and Mrs. America who voted for a change in Washington. And this is not the change that they got. This is a sad day for America, but for politics, for those that smoke the cigars and like to toast to nice brandy, they're celebrating. Representative Ted Poe, though, he didn't like what was going on. And he's also said so. And
this was a procedure where the Freedom Caucus, where I'm a member of one of the original members, we were included in the process. President, Speaker Ryan came to the Freedom Caucus and made some changes that we wanted several times, but no matter what changes were made, the goalposts kept getting moved, and then at the end of the day, no was the answer. And sometimes you're going to have to say yes. And so I was not going to vote no, because Obamacare is now the law of the land, and it's a disaster. And so I think it was even though changes and that we were included, the Freedom Caucus decided that no was going to be the answer, and I think at some time we're going to have to say yes. We are in power. We need to lead.
Well, guess what? He's out of there. Original member of the Freedom Caucus, and he doesn't want to be even associated with them. He's gone. And I think it's a great message to send. Hopefully there's more defectors. But I think that's big, and we come out a hero. At least on this program, we call out Mr. The bill that the Freedom Caucus would ever vote for on, he said. So I got the opinion that there's some members would not vote against. They would not vote against the Ten Commandments. Let me read that again. They would vote no against the Ten Commandments is his point, and if they came up for a vote. This is politics. He saw it. They kept on moving the goalpost. They were making this difficult. Again, to me, I think they did this to hurt Donald Trump. There's no doubt about it. But who they hurt is the American people. And one person with the Freedom Caucus, Poe got it, and he stepped down. Congratulations. This is the draining of the swamp. This is what has to happen. Is Donald Trump shocked? Is this going to ruin his presidency? But what about all the poll numbers and all these polls on a PIAC? And who cares? 23%. There's some that put him at 30% all-time low. Ronald Reagan had very dismal numbers. Very dismal numbers. And it's just the performance, because it was all this hype with Donald Trump, and they said, we're going to repeal and we're going to replace and we're going to get it done and we're going to win. And Donald Trump has been very classy about all of this, in my opinion, and comes out very statements. He's very presidential. I think he's kept his cool. I mean, didn't. Why? Because there's so much more work to be done. How about lower taxes? That would be great. Let's change that out to really fuel the economy and make it really robust so all of us actually make great money in the coming years ahead. For small businesses to be able to thrive, to be able to get loans. So many great ideas. I meet with entrepreneurs in the Tampa Bay area where I do the show. If you're new to the show, we do this actual broadcast for the people from Tampa, Florida. And they just can't get loans. But that can change and will change. It's gotta be fair, but in a climate where small businesses, entrepreneurs can thrive and bring their ideas to the marketplace, I can't wait. I'm excited. To me, the best is yet to come. Just when you think that people can't innovate anymore, they got ideas. That shirt company, Untuckit? I mean, that's a cool idea, right? I mean, there's a shirt. I mean, how can you improve on a shirt, right? Designs, material. This one is, it looks good on men, so they can just keep it untucked and it looks decent. Doesn't look shabby. These collars that actually they stretch, you don't feel like you got to take your tie off. Van Heusen just announced it. So it's new, it's innovation. And now Donald Trump's going to have his son-in-law, Kushner, head up this new innovative program, part of the Trump White House, to bring all these entrepreneurs together to innovate Washington and make it run like a Fortune 500 company, because the government's not running like a machine. I think Kushner's going to do a great job. A terrific job, because somebody's got to do it. And he's got a mind, and an innovative mind. He's young, great idea, and he listens. He listens. And certainly has Donald Trump's ear. I think he's got a great bunch of people associated with him. Did Paul Ryan, people have asked me, has Paul Ryan cooked himself? I just don't think it looks good for Paul Ryan. I just don't think it looks good. Now, there could be possibly a maneuver done where they circle back. Could be a maneuver done where they get it done. But what they're saying is how at this point, when Trump does, he's not going to go to the Freedom Caucus. He's not going to go to the Republicans. He's going to reach out to the Democrats. And now Ronald Reagan did this. This is how he got things done. But are Democrats, are they willing to actually, because, remember Barack Obama? It was like, don't help them. Let it fail. Let their thing fail. Don't help them. I mean, he has said